Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the fuses out there. Unto this life foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Yeah, amongst our people are found wicked men. Amongst our people are found wicked men. And this came on my feed, so I sat there and looked at it. The most, egregious deed that a man can do is being done. When you read the comments on this, it shows you how sick this society is. They're all for it. And I'm going to let it play, and y'all going to hear it. And you will hear it. You will read the comments, and you'll see it. Like, people like this get rewarded. You know, they get the biggest big up. Like, oh, you you're the man because you did this, you did that. And this is all wicked as all hell. This is why this is why this society got to go. Also, I got to include the fact of the whore that had slept with over 1,000 men in one day, some shit like that. And that's looked upon highly in the society. So, we are in Babylon the Great, the most wickedest place in the planet Earth. Now, when you hear the term polygamy, people, they look down upon it. But polygamy, what they call polygamy, is in the scriptures. A man can have more than one wife. But there's rules to have more than one wife. All right? And I'm going to let this thing play out. This is vile shit, man.
Guys, met the mom. None of that happened until a couple years later, I'm assuming, right? Since you guys been together for 3 years. You guys met pretty early on, pregnant?
Yeah, she's only been involved like for the past year.
Okay.
The first couple years, it was normal. You know what I mean? And I think
there's nothing normal about this. So in case you haven't heard, matter of fact, let me play it from the beginning. There's nothing normal about this. He has 2 wives. Yes, that's great. Wow, happy for you. But there's a dark secret here.
Okay, so you guys, met the mom. None of that happened until a couple years later, I'm assuming, right? Since you guys been together for 3 years. You guys met pretty early on, pregnant?
Yeah, she's only been involved like for the past year.
Okay.
The first couple years, it was normal. You know what I mean? And I think they started talking about it at first.
Yeah. Should I share?
I feel like it just kind of fell in my lap. But
yeah,
So, Nick and I were having some relationship troubles. There was some conflict. We didn't know if we were going to make it through. And my mom is a life coach. And, we're best friends. And so I go to her for advice about a lot of things. And when I went to her for advice about, the issues that we were facing, she suggested, bringing another woman in.
I have to clarify, though, that when I first said that, I never meant that I would be that woman. That was not my first thought.
But we couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. So
it has worked out pretty.
So basically, this nigga over here got the girl on his, let's see, it's to my right. The young girl right here is his girl, his wife, whatever. They had a marriage issue. The mother, supposed to be some counselor, gave her daughter counsel and decided, let's share him. This is normal now.
Yeah, that was some good advice.
Yeah, that was good advice.
And ever since we brought her in, we've been doing so much better also. I think it's exactly what we needed.
It's like three brains is better than 2.
I want to know, Nick, your reaction when they proposed that idea to you. Tell me about that day.
At first I thought it was like a test. Because like she said, we were kind of like on a rocky state. But I was convinced pretty fast. Once I figured out okay, they're being serious, I was like, I'm down to try it. You know what I mean? I think it's the best thing we've done. Like the
This is wicked as all hell. Now, I didn't see this other video. I'm gonna play it. I would say only in Babylon, but that's not a true statement.
If you're tired of being broke, this video.
Another bullshit prosperity bullshit. I would say it is only in Babylon, but it is not. That happens in the hood a lot. It's nothing new. So this nigga's fucking daughter and the mother. Alright? He's popping the mother and the daughter. The mother is extremely happy because now she got her groove back. Alright. Oh shit, I was supposed to go Slack. I was supposed to go to the comment board in this one. And check this out. It says, it's me. No, not that one. Not gonna lie, bro, you're a goat. How is he a goat? And this is the only person that made sense. It's absolutely disgusting. We have confirmation here. The father ain't the problem. It's the mothers. And that is absolutely correct. She's coaching her daughter to share a man. All right. Her time passed. Her time is over. But she wants to get her groove on, manipulates the daughter. And this nigga is just a fucking... he's just evil, man. All right. And he fell for it. Because in this society, this is put on a pedestal. All right. And it says, that's enough internet for today. Father must be so proud of his daughter and his ex-wife. The older lady lost her right mind. She needs a real man to keep her sane. If you're going to put this type of relationship out there, you're going to have to be ready for the assessment that comes from an emotional and spiritual healthy people. And it goes on and on. I'm not reading all this shit. Damn, that's a lot. But as you can clearly see, some people bigged it up and some people was like, nah, this is stupid. This is stupid. This is unusual for both mother and daughter to share the same guy together. I think it's awful. No morals at all. And that's America. There's no morals. Oh, mom's more than a life coach. She's a Hoover vacuum. He's still going to cheat on them, laugh out loud. So this is what's being promoted here in Babylon. All right. And he's sitting there like he's a man. This, that, and you want to know, there's more than, when we speak of Sodom and Gomorrah, through the scriptures, there was just more than this men with men, women with women. That was the worst of the worst. But there's other shit that was going on. This is why, matter of fact, let me go straight to the law. This is why, matter of fact, let me read this. Leviticus 18:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying unto them, I am the Lord your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt. So they came from Egypt. They saw certain things. They've been through certain things. So you saw and you seen what was going on in Egypt in front of you. That's why he's saying, wherein thy dwell shall you not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, where I bring you, you shall not do, neither shall you walk in their ordinance. And the word for ordinance is what? Order. So you're not going to you're not going to do what they do. All right? You're not going to do what the the Egyptians were doing. You're not going to do what the Canaanites are doing. Okay? Now let's go down to some of these things that they were doing. Verse 6. So we got that. So the objective is what? The Egyptians and the Canaanite, all Hamitic, they were doing things that was not good, right? Verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. So you're not supposed to, there's no thing that's supposed to be what? Incest. The nakedness of thy father or thy nakedness of thy mother thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover, is thy father's what? Nakedness. Why? Because thy father and his wife, if you know that's not your mother, she's a part of him. So you do anything to her, it's like you doing to your father. Okay? As disgusting as it sounds, that's how the Lord made it clear. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father or the daughter of thy mother, whether it should be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, and you have a lot of that shit that's happening in the hood as well. All right? You got the fathers popping the sons' girlfriends and wives and the other way around. It's just total fucking madness. It says, or the daughter's daughter, even the nakedness shall not uncover, nor theirs is thine own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister, that shall not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister, your aunt. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach his wife, she is thy aunt. So the Lord was strict rules, and I'm bringing this up for a reason. Because I remember in the 1990s, there's a lot of shit that happens before this whole internet shit happened, when you hear the majority of the disgusting things. These are rumors that was happening. There was always a thing of like the hillbillies and how they get down, which they were doing that. But you'll never really see that or hear that because that was not popular and that wasn't right. Until when? This TV show called Jerry Springer. And all these vile shit, you would see that shit on Jerry Springer. And you're like, what the fuck's going on? So you thinking this is just an isolated situation. It is not. It is not. And through the quote unquote internet, more and more shit got exposed. All right? And it goes on and on. But here's the point. Jump down. All right, verse 18. Neither shall I take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. So if you got a woman and she got a fine ass sister, you're not supposed to touch her at all. Now, if one of them died, right? Matter of fact, don't even do that, because the simple fact is, it just brings in confusion. So there's a lot of laws that the Lord put for a reason. Let me see. Verse 19. Also, that shall not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is apart for her uncleanness, which is on her period. But you're not supposed to. Hold on, it says it right about. Salakia. All right, 17. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shall thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her kinsmen. It is wickedness. So all that shit that was being displayed, I was looking for a particular one, but it all says it all. Now you seen that stupid Van shit when he confessed to all these wild, stupid acts. All you seeing is just wickedness. This is like I stated. Says it here, Jude 1:7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over fornication and going after strange flesh, are set for an example, suffering the vengeance of the eternal fire. So when you go into strange, because that is a strange thing to get with a woman with her mother, or get with the mother and her daughter. That's strange. That's not seemingly. All right. It also covers up men with men, women with women. It says the other number, blah blah blah, of uncertain. No, it is certain because it covers all the plethora. So the Lord made Sodom and Gomorrah as an example. The Egyptians were doing vile shit. The Canaanites were doing foul. That's why the Lord sent Israel. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick to prove something. I believe it's Wisdom of Solomon 12 verse 1. For in thy incorruptible spirit is all things. Therefore chastise thou them little by little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance. That's what I just read, Leviticus 18. This is talking about to the Israelite when they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Lord. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land. The Lord said, what? Matter of fact, when you go into real quick, Deuteronomy, I believe it's 30. No. Let me try 32 first. 32 and it's actually 7. Deuteronomy 7 and I gotta start from the top. 7 and 1. When the Lord thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out, there it is, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Gergesites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater than and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. So this is what Wisdom of Solomon was talking about. All right. The Lord gave our forefathers the power, the green light to do this to the Canaanites. So where does it say that God loves everybody if he did that to these people? All right. But the key thing, what it says, he have cast them out. And I believe it's not this particular. It says that he spit them out of the land. Like he got like toy. He just threw them out. Like, get them out of my sight. All right. And the Lord told us not to make covenants with them. It says, for going back to Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter, for it was the 12 and 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. So the odious, let's go to that word, odious. Oh, man. It says arousing or deserving hatred, or repentance. Hateful, odious, crime, a false, odious, comparison, odiously, adverbs. Let me see the etymology. Extremely unpleasant, repulsive, a pretty odious act. So what they was doing was a completely evil act. So there was as Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, that's why it says what it says. It was used as an example. All right, and part of that example. So how the Lord's just gonna wipe out Sodom and Gomorrah for what we know that what the things that they did, right, and allowed everything else to be what's the word I'm looking for? To be heightened. They was doing the same thing. That's why, matter of fact, we go back to the Lord. This is why sometimes you got to read the Lord basically. So Leviticus 18th chapter, the Lord's telling you everything that the Canaanites and the Egyptians that they were doing, and he named names. And when you keep going down, matter of fact, like I said, so we read about incense. That's the main thing that it was said in 18th verse, right? 18, what was I, 10, 12, 13? Okay, now, okay. Verse 13, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kin, right? So we jump down, so we get the idea, like no intermingling or no sex amongst close family members, right? It says also, verse 20 now. This is the point. Moreover, thou shalt not lay carnal with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her. So you're not supposed to do what? Commit adultery. That's what the Egyptians and the Canaanites were doing. All right? Verse 21, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of the Lord thy power. I am the Lord. So in Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter, it gets in detailed. Verse 5, it says, and also those merciless murderers of children. So we got the objective. What they were doing, they were sacrificing to Molech. All right? And they were saying the merciless, so they were showing no mercy to their own kin, their own seed. So these people was completely destroying themselves, being wicked as all hell, and devouring of men's flesh, which we know that term is called today cannibalism, and the feast of blood. So these are the things that they were doing in the land, wherewith the priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. So their priests and their quote unquote religion, they were sacrificing, killing their own children. All these things, these are strange acts. That's what's happened in the past. And the Lord said, don't do these things or I'm going to kill you. This is why the Lord kicked those people out of that land. Because they did not follow the example that was set before them. Here's the main one. So this is the same strange flesh thing. And this is what the Egyptians were doing. And this is what the Canaanites were doing. Verse 22, thou shalt not lay with mankind as with womankind is an abomination. So the Lord set Sodom and Gomorrah as the example. So all the acts after that example that was taking place in front of them, which was many generations after. So that happened during the time of Abraham, right? Abraham and Lot. Sodom and Gomorrah was smoked. Now, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah knew the law? Yes, they did. Because you have universal laws that all nations had to carry out. This is why when Abraham and Sarah went to Egypt, Pharaoh took Sarah or Sarah from Abraham, and he had a dream that night saying like, give back Abraham's wife or I'm gonna kill you. And he got scared because what? He knew that he was about to commit adultery. So they knew that was one example. All right, one main example. But the other main example was the universal law of what? Killing. So laws was being passed down from generation to generations. So those people that of Sodom and Gomorrah, they knew the things that they were doing was wrong. They did it anyway. So the Lord smoked them out, destroyed them, nuked that place before there was a nuke. Then all these other nations knew about that example, but yet they still followed after that strange flesh. This is why I'm bringing all that out. All right. Verse 23. Neither shall thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. So all these things was happening in the land of Egypt. All right. They had a specialty how to have sex with crocodiles and so forth. They would what's that word? Brothers and sisters were married towards, that was the royal Egyptian way. That's when the Ptolemies came into power. They followed the same thing. The whole scenario with the Game of Thrones, the Targaryens and so forth, that didn't just happen during a movie. That happened during what? In history. So all these evil traits was being followed. That's why I brought this up. All right? And America is doing the exact same fucking thing. The exact same fucking thing. This is why this nigga's getting applauded. For some people, oh, you got the mother and the daughter. And now they got this whole fucking look, 84,000, 100, what was that? Sorry, 100. 1,500 likes. And he's being famous because he has a daughter and he sleep with the mother. And that's highly applauded, but that's an evil act. This is why America, 2/3, all this evil shit is gonna go. Because they following the same trait Sodom and Gomorrah did, and all these other failed societies did. The Lord made them an example, and the Lord's about to make America the greatest example what not to do. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations, and shalom.